Okay, let's unpack this. Moving. I mean, whether it's your house, the office, maybe even some seriously heavy equipment, it just always seems packed with stress, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Chaos, hidden costs, deadlines.
Mm.
It's a universal headache.
Exactly. So you sent over this deep dive material on a big removalist company, Easy Move Services.
Hmm.
And our mission today really is to sift through the usual marketing noise. We want to figure out what actually makes for a genuinely expert, maybe even, dare I say it, stress-free move.
Yeah, and what immediately jumps out is how they position themselves. They're very clear. Not the cheapest mover.
Mwah.
They actually lean into being the best movers.
Right.
And that's not just branding fluff, you know. It signals they're prioritizing the actual service, the logistics expertise, over just being the lowest price.
That's a bold move, though, because
Yeah.
this industry, it's flooded with budget options. So how do they justify charging more? You need something solid if someone else is offering the job for way less.
Well, I think it boils down to a couple of things. First, cutting down the risk for the customer. And second, the actual experience itself.
Okay.
The sources mentioned delivering a multi-sensory experience. Now, obviously, that doesn't mean, like, nice-smelling boxes.
Ah.
No, I think it means making the whole process predictable, professional. Reducing that feeling of stress, confusion, maybe even distrust you sometimes get.
Right, like accountability, clear updates, staff who are actually polite.
Exactly. And crucially, feeling confident that your expensive stuff, your valuables, won't end up broken. That confidence is the premium you're paying for.
Okay, that makes sense. So let's get into the basics. They do the standard stuff, house moves, office relocations.
Yep, and commercial pickups and deliveries too. And they run Monday to Sunday, which adds a lot of flexibility for schedule.
But where they really seem to prove that best movers claim is with the tricky stuff, the really specialized, bulky items.
Yeah, this is where you see the investment in proper training and, well, the right gear. Pianos, for instance.
Ah, yes, the classic moving nightmare.
Totally. They handle uprights, grands, even baby grands. And these aren't just heavy, are they? They're delicate instruments. Moving a grand piano with its weird shape and weight distribution, that needs special harnesses, specific techniques.
And you definitely don't want to drop one.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
So they manage that risk for the client. Piano moves are set at a fixed price.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and fully insured. So you get predictability, peace of mind before they even touch it.
That fixed price thing, that feels like it directly tackles that fear of the clock ticking up costs while they wrestle with something difficult.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And then you've got pool tables.
Right. Another beast entirely.
If you've ever seen one up close, you get the challenge. First, just the sheer weight. The main playing surface is usually this incredibly heavy, thick slab of slate.
Okay.
Moving that needs several people who know how to lift together safely. You don't want injuries, and you certainly don't want to crack that slate.
Because if you crack the slate, the table's basically done for, right? And what about the felt, the green cloth?
That's the second challenge, that wool cloth. Super delicate, just dragging something across it or snagging it.
Oh, no.
You could need a full professional recovering job, which is expensive. So the cost of messing up either the slate or the cloth, way higher than just hiring people who actually know what they're doing.
Makes sense.
And the sources point out, if you're moving a whole house or office with them, they give you a special discount on moving those tricky items, like the piano or pool table. It's like they're acknowledging you're trusting them with the hard stuff.
Here's where it gets really interesting for me, though. Trying to move something like a huge piece of slate yourself versus hiring pros, the risk difference is massive.
Huge. It's about knowing those safe lifting techniques, having the right dollies, the padding.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit
Yeah.
from the heavy lifting to the money side. Financial transparency. They talk about fair low time increments, charging in 15-minute blocks. That really stood out.
It should. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
It's quite different from the usual industry practice, which often rounds up to 30 minutes or even a full hour after the minimum period.
So if a job takes, say, 4 hours and 15 minutes.
You pay for 4 hours and 15 minutes, not 5 hours.
But wait a second. From a business perspective, why would a premium company do that? It sounds like a headache for them, managing billing in such small chunks. Isn't that tricky for profitability?
I think it's a calculated risk, reinforcing that best movers idea. It's really an investment in trust.
Okay.
People paying a premium aren't just hunting for the absolute rock bottom price. They want accuracy, transparency. That 15-minute block, it cuts down on potential arguments about time, boosts satisfaction. It shows they're only charging for the actual work done, removes that billing friction you sometimes get.
That's a really key distinction. Now, besides the time blocks, what else is bundled into their hourly rate? Stuff that might cost extra elsewhere.
Well, significantly, they include things often listed as add-ons. Complementary basic packing, for one. And crucially, furniture disassembly and assembly. Taking apart that big bed frame or those complex office desks and then putting them all back together at the other end.
That's huge.
It is. And it's included in the rate, no extra charge, though you do need to provide your own packing materials like boxes and tape. But the labor for assembly-disassembly included,
Yeah.
that really speeds things up for the client when they're settling in.
That free assembly bit seems especially vital when you think about their commercial relocation services, because we're not just talking desks and chairs there, are we?
Oh, definitely not. Commercial relocations in this context means more like specialized industrial moves.
Right.
The sources mention moving heavy machinery, really expensive equipment for industries like manufacturing, automotive, even agriculture. The client isn't just shifting stuff, they're moving their ability to operate.
Ah, okay. So the main thing is.
The priority becomes safe and secure equipment relocation with the absolute minimal disruption to their business operations. Downtime costs money.
So if their team can take apart and put back together, say, specialized workstations or bits of machinery quickly and correctly, that saving in downtime could easily outweigh paying a bit more per hour compared to a standard mover.
Exactly that. It all ties back to their core pitch.
Yeah.
We minimize your risk, we maximize your efficiency.
Okay, now we need to pivot. We've talked about the physical difficulty, heavy slate, complex machinery. Now let's talk about something requiring intense emotional and logistical care, their NDIS provision.
Yes, this is a really remarkable specialization. NDIS, the National Disability Insurance Scheme in Australia. It provides funding for people with disabilities to get necessary services. For a moving company to be a registered NDIS provider, that's a serious commitment. It's way beyond just standard moving.
Why is it so much more involved? Is it just about who pays the bill, the government, instead of the person?
Oh, much more than that. It brings in a whole layer of, well, bureaucracy and professional standards that many movers just wouldn't touch. You need meticulous records, strict adherence to government rules on pricing and what services are covered, complex invoicing processes, regular audits.
Wow, okay.
It's a significant barrier, frankly. It ensures only really compliant, dedicated providers are involved. Their main focus has to be on supporting the participants' specific goals, making sure the move fits perfectly with their NDIS plan and their funding.
So the move itself, the actual process, has to be done differently, with a specific kind of care.
Absolutely. It demands real specialization. The moving team needs training in trauma-informed care and sensory-sensitive practices.
What does that mean in practice?
Imagine a move designed to be calm, predictable, maybe quieter than usual, specifically aiming to minimize any sensory overload, stress, or anxiety for the person moving.
Okay, I see.
And they also need the skills to handle, transport, and then set up specialized equipment safely. Things like mobility aids, complex medical devices, adaptive gear. You're moving someone's essential support system, not just their furniture.
That sounds like it requires a lot of coordination with others too, carers, support coordinators.
Definitely. They stress how important it is to liaise directly and proactively with everyone involved. The participant, their support coordinator, carers, ensures everyone's on the same page. The underlying message here is really powerful. They're not just moving boxes, they're focused on moving with dignity, seeing the move as a major sensitive life event.
It's fascinating, though, that even in this really personalized, human-focused area, technology still plays a role. They mentioned tech-enabled transparency.
Yeah, things like real-time tracking for the truck, digital inventory lists. It helps ensure that even with all the complexity, there are no surprises, no confusion. Everyone knows where things are and what's happening.
Right. Keeping everyone informed reduces anxiety.
Exactly. So to really deliver that smooth, sort of multi-sensory experience we talked about earlier, they've integrated other services too. Services that cover the whole moving journey, not just the transport bit.
Okay, let's look at those integrations. End-of-lease cleaning, that sounds like a lifesaver.
Oh, it's huge. Think about it. Your life is in boxes, you're exhausted, and the last thing you want to do is scrub an oven, right?
Tell me about it.
So end-of-lease cleaning is a really smart bundle, and it's proper cleaning, steam mopping, windows, the works. For tenants, it means getting their bond back faster. For landlords, the property is ready to re-rent quicker.
Makes sense for everyone.
And they can even bundle that cleaning with getting rid of any unwanted furniture you're leaving behind. So the old place is completely cleared out, ready to go.
And what about stuff you need to keep? but can't move into the new place straight away, storage is always a challenge.
Yep, and they help with that too. They don't run their own warehouses, but they have partnerships with several established, reputable storage companies. They can arrange affordable short-term or long-term storage for you. Takes another task off the client's plate.
Okay, and where do they actually operate? You mentioned Melbourne.
Yeah, they cover a lot of ground locally in Melbourne, key areas like South Yarra, Port Melbourne, Brunswick, places like that. But they go much further, too.
Interstate.
They have major interstate routes, regular runs connecting Melbourne with Sydney, Adelaide, Brisbane, Perth, even the Gold Coast. And importantly, the reverse routes, too.
So if you start a complex move with them locally, maybe with that piano or NDIS needs.
They can potentially handle the whole thing, maintaining that same level of service and expertise even across state lines. Consistency.
Got it. Okay, one last thing before we wrap up the tools they give you, the customer, to help plan. They seem keen on transparency there, too, with that volume calculator.
Yes, that's a great tool for building trust up front. It lets you measure your own stuff.
Yeah.
Length times width times height gives you the cubic meters.
Right?
And then it helps you figure out roughly how much space you'll need. Mapping it to their truck sizes, they list options like 22 meters, 36 meters, 40 meters, right up to 62 meters.
So it educates you, helps you understand your
It
needs.
already cuts down on arguments on moving day
Yeah,
about whether the truck they sent is the right size or not.
good point. And they also offer the standard moving tips, which are always worth hearing again.
Yeah, the basics. Heavy things in small boxes, wrap your plants carefully, use bubble wrap or even old blankets for fragile stuff. Simple things that can save a lot of heartache or furniture.
Definitely.
So when you pull it all together, this deep dive shows that moving, when it's done by real specialists, isn't just about shifting boxes from A to B.
Right.
It becomes this highly coordinated service focused entirely on the customer, defined by being adaptable, having that very specific expertise, whether it's handling fragile slate or meeting complex NDIS rules, and even down to that really granular pricing with the 15-minute increments.
So what does this all mean for you, the listener? I think the true cost, or maybe the true value of this kind of expert service, isn't just the final bill. It's the guarantee of those core things they seem to emphasize: accountability, politeness, and adaptability. Those are the things that seem necessary to change, moving from this incredibly stressful, unpredictable nightmare into a dignified, predictable transition, even when it's really complex, like with an NDIS move.
Well said.
And maybe here's a final thought for you to consider. We see this trend towards integrating services, moving, cleaning, assembly, storage, specialized care. And we also see remote work changing, where people live, often moving further out, maybe to regional areas. So how will moving companies keep evolving? How will they further integrate technology and specialized training to really support people making those bigger moves, maybe far from city support networks? How can they make that entire new chapter feel seamless, truly supported from the very first box packed to the last picture hung? Something to think about.